Alright, I did this painting a couple days ago, but that's not where I started. I actually wasn't that great at art. My brother and sister were both better than me. I had one teacher, one real teacher in high school that pretty much taught me everything I needed to learn. And then I realized there's so much more out there. But I didn't start here. I actually started somewhere else. It didn't look good at all. And then after all the things that accumulated, I got here. I'm going to tell you guys about the 10 things that made me become a better artist. Here we go. Number 1, you have to show up. They say half the battle in life is showing up. So, rule number 1, show up. If you can't show up, how do you expect to go any further? Number 2, your basic fundamentals. You gotta learn them. This is what I did to get where I am today. And everyone sees the whole picture as the end result. I wanna make an amazing painting, but you can't think like that. This is how I started. Like this, right there, that thing. With a mechanical pencil. I learned how to draw first before I could paint. Once you learn how to draw, then you could start learning other fundamentals. Then you can make your painting. That's how I was taught. Number 3, materials. Learn everything. I went from a pencil to these paint brushes to a palette knife, and then I went to watercolor, learning how those work, learning how it's applied to a piece of paper. Then I went from acrylics to oils, and I had to learn how to use solvents. I even got to learn how to use cold wax, palette knife. That's what I did. I learned it all, and I learned it at an extensive rate. I learned how to use it and apply it to anything I could put it on. That's how I became better. Number 4, be like these guys. Steal. This guy right here, good artist copy, great artist steal. That's the way I did it. Steal from anyone you can, steal ideas, steal different ways to paint people, different ways to do landscape. Steal it all, but don't copy. That's frowned upon. And in the end, make it your own. Create your own style with the things you steal. That's how you become a great artist. Number 5. When I learned photography, I learned the rule of thirds. When I was in Africa's largest slum, I learned how to divide things up into 3. I learned about composition. I learned about portrait shooting. And it helped me when I used it for my art. I learned how to put things together, make sure this is here, make sure that's there, this is in the front, this is here in the back. I learned it all. So what I did was learning all the mediums that I could learn. Photography, videography. I learned how to vlog on an iPhone and on an Android. I learned lighting. You gotta learn it all and put it all together and make your own unique type of art form. Number 6, research. Do your research. What I do is while I'm taking a shit, I research. I do a lot of research. Go on Instagram, look at hashtag paintings, look at all the paintings going on. Pinterest. Gotta learn how to use Pinterest. Look up all your research here. This is how I find a lot of good ideas. Number 7, travel. Travel as much as you can and as far as you can. Go see the world. Go see all the things you can see. Expose yourself to new places, new people, different culture, different food. Go to museums. That's what I did. Backpacked Europe. I went to Africa, volunteered with kids in the poor community. I went to the hometown of my mom and my dad, and I got to see how they lived. Expose yourself to all of it. Internalize it. Come back and paint a journal of where you were, who you saw, the things you did. That's what I did. I exposed myself to this amazing world to see different ways of how people see the world, and that's how I paint what I see. Time. How much time are you putting into your craft? Is it just a little time or a lot of time? There's this book I read. It's called Outliers. You know what it's about? That book is about putting in 10,000 hours. That's the minimum. 10,000 hours to be great at one thing. That's good. But to be beyond greatness, it's 10,000 hours plus. That's how you become good. How hard are you willing to work to get there? Are you willing to work? Are you willing to put in the endless nights? How hard are you willing to work? Because that's what I did. I put in the work. That's how I got good at it. Number 9, find a mentor, collaborate, work with other artists, network. This is what happens. This is you. You only know this much. Right there, right? Then you find a mentor. All his knowledge, this guy, comes into play. He gives you ideas, right? Now, everything he knows goes into what you know. And then when you start collaborating with other artists, now you have 2. And then you have 3. And then the ultimate is to get a network of people. That's what I did. Get a network of people, work with other artists. That's how you become this guy right here. You know everything and everyone. That's how you become a great artist. Mentor, collaborate, work with other artists, and network. This guy knows 1, 2, 3, 4. Different minds combined in one. That's how you get the knowledge. The last one is your why. That's number 10. The most important one. It's the most imperative one to make you a very successful artist. You gotta know why. But sometimes what I love to do is travel, come back, and show my why. Or sometimes, I travel to different parts of the world, gives me a nuanced experience of what my mind is set to, and then my why changes. Find your why and go out there, and everything else will change.